Good morning, everyone. Your Royal Highness, Your Excellencies, GCC BDI members, founders, and partners. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome today to the 6th Annual Chairman Summit.
Your Royal Highness, Your Excellency, Minister of Communications and IT, Your Excellencies, GCC BDI members, founders and partners, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 11 years since the GCC BDI was set up by our founders to promote good corporate governance and board effectiveness in the GCC.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صباح الخير صاحب السمو، صاحب المعالي، السيدات والسادة، اخواني الحضور. اسمحوا لي ان القي كلمتي باللغة الإنجليزية لوجود بعض الاخوان من خارج المملكة. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, ministers, Your Royal Highness, Your Excellencies, GCC BDI members, founders and partners, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure as the chairman of the GCC Board Director Institute to welcome you all here today for our 6th Chairman Summit. The theme, as Ziad mentioned, of this year's summit is digital disruption and the fourth industrial revolution. Are board ready? We believe that changes taking place in technology right now are truly revolutionary and unprecedented. The impact affects every sector and every sphere of human life, from government to commerce, from education to healthcare. The speed of innovation acceleration is faster than anything we have known before and has no historical precedent.
They predicted that IT will become a commodity, and IT will become a service just like electricity. That paper created a lot of debate whether this is going to happen or not. It is true that IT actually became a commodity in some of its forms, like cloud computing, software as a service, etc.
An opportunity to make sure that we send a message loud and clear that digital transformation is the biggest digital economic impactor and the social equalizer. How we could empower rural areas, villages, and every citizen within the kingdom of the access to information, access to knowledge, access to wisdom. We've signed an agreement to connect more than 450,000 homes in rural areas, connecting more than 70% of the kingdom with high-speed broadband.
So, question on the table: how should boards adapt to thrive? I still meet some boards, some chairmen, some directors, who I would say have taken this posture. Does anybody recognize this posture? It's the kind of, my goodness, this is too hard. I don't know how to react to it. I'm getting closer to retirement. Maybe I'm 5 years away. I think I can more or less just keep doing what I've always been doing, and I will get through it.
And for us now, we're trying to solve for these problems, and these customers are finding solutions from different industries. So the youngsters today have alternatives that are out of the financial industry that's enabling them to be included, to do payments, and they do have payment requirements. And I think this is making us trying to step up our game, not only to think of our existing payroll profile customer who has a current account, who will take a loan. Now you're expanding the market to include all of these.
I'm sure we're going to definitely touch back on these during the QA. Thank you very much. So you mentioned that something about that transformation is happening, but it needs to happen on a deeper level. You said a word that caught my attention. You said it needs to be DNA of innovation. Can you touch on that a little bit more?
Absolutely. So innovation at the end of the day needs to be, it's not a once-off exercise, it's a journey. And there's quite a few elements that we've seen, winners versus the laggards, that they mastered. And we are strongly believing that boards and executive committees need to bring, such as, for instance, first, the massive adoption of data. how data is being used. And it's not only data for the sake of data, but the right data, unbiased and so on. A smart asset allocation. The traditional approach on let's invest in the new technologies, let's augment capex, this is no longer affordable by companies.
The 2000s was the advent of what we call the commerce or the utility web. So that's when you started having the pets.coms, the Amazons, etc. The 2005 onward was the social web. That's when you started having the MySpaces, the Facebooks, the Google Pluses of the world later on, etc.
Have to think of what is or re-envision the business and the service model that we have today. Re-envision it in a way where you can bring together people, process, and data.
But let me take on connectivity first. And today there's roughly 4 billion people connected in the world. What we will expect is that more people will be connected. And that's a fact. What it means for the businesses as well is that different demographics will be connected and will create new business opportunities.
And even things like system availability, system reliance is a big topic. If you think about in the UK, one of the larger banks migrated core banking systems.
I have worked in 3 different interesting industries, which include a pure technology company that reinvented itself over and over. So having gone through transformation with a pure tech company.
After an entrepreneurial journey in pure play digital businesses, I spent 4.5 years leading digital change for Condé Nast, the big global media business. So Vogue, Vanity Fair, GQ, New Yorker, etc.
What I would like to emphasize here to the audience is that with all the terminologies and the scary things about, what was mentioned today and be disrupted. And
So I hope that over the next few minutes, I will lay the fundamentals of what it means to have some of the duties that you as board members and executive need to follow.
And I think maybe the way to do this is to cascade this from the sort of the board level down into the executive level and then into the culture of the organisation. So, I mean, as board members, we've had people that are much more capable in the strategy realm than I am talking about what the strategies of the organisation might be. But as board members, you're responsible, obviously, for helping to set direction and vision around the strategy.
So last 2 years, the amount of data that we've created is more than all the data that's been ever created if you think of our society.